This morning, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded away Dashon Goldson to the Washington Redskins while also swapping draft picks for 2016. The Bucs will send their 7th-round pick to Washington in exchange for a 6th-rounder, and in doing so, they're off the hook for a significant portion of his salary this year. Now, they'll still have to pay him. They'll be paying him $3.5 million, but he was guaranteed $4 million this season, whether they kept him or cut him, so they were able to at least get something in return. And meanwhile, Washington essentially gets a 1-year deal with him worth $4 million, because after this season, he's got no guaranteed money. Now, this move reunites Goldson with Scott McLaughlin, who was with the 49ers when Goldson was drafted in 2007. And it also allows him to return to a defense that's a lot more conducive to his style of play. He played in a 3-4 defense in San Francisco, and he'll be doing that again in Washington. In Tampa, he was lining up about 20 yards off the line of scrimmage and having to backpedal, which he'll be playing a lot closer to the line of scrimmage in Washington. So he'll be attacking versus reacting. And a lot of people think that that, again, is more conducive to his style of play. Now, does this move benefit the Redskins? I've had a lot of folks over there ask me this, and I think it essentially does, because you consider the fact that this was a very weak class of free agent safeties and another weak class in the draft. We've seen that for the last few years. So being able to get a guy of this caliber of play on essentially a 1-year deal, it's not a bad situation. And I know a lot of Bucs fans are probably thinking to themselves, well, really, you're going to part ways with Goldson in favor of Chris Conte? But I have to say, the Bucs were going to release him or trade him regardless. They were going to part ways with him. Lovie Smith is a guy that really wants to see more of a complete skill set from his safeties, and Goldson was much more of a one-dimensional type of a player. Smith wanted to see a lot more in terms of playmaking and ball skills, and that was something he did not see. And I should also mention this as well. Between Chicago and Tampa as well, Smith has never really been 100% satisfied with any of the safeties that he's played with. So that's probably the toughest position for him, and he's going to be the harshest critic there. But this move allowed the Bucs to dump off a guy who was taking up a lot of cap room. And so because of this now, they're in a much better position to be able to lock up a guy like Lavonte David to a long-term deal, which that has been a goal of theirs heading into the upcoming season. With Sports Talk Florida, I'm Jenna Lane.